Hello, you are watching Trading Photos, and this is CY Entertainment Tonight with your host, Paola Palacios. Today, we have our executive producer on the other side of the camera bringing us amazing desserts. Her name is Cinda Jordan. How are you today?
Hi, Paola. I'm good, thank you.
So, we have these lovely ladies here too. They're going to be trying our desserts.
Hello.
So tell us about your cookies. So Cinda started baking cookies, and not only does she does that, but she does fashion design, she models sometimes, she hosts the show sometimes as well. So she's doing everything, and now we have these delicious cookies. Tell us about this.
Okay, so actually these cookies are oatmeal craisin walnut cookies. They're delicious. I mean, it just knocks everyone off their feet because they're gluten-free, soy-free, and they're dairy-free. But it's like when you go to a store, it's just okay the way they taste. But when you eat these, which are freshly baked this morning, these cookies are like totally amazing, completely delicious. And I mean, this is not the only thing that I bake. I also bake sweet potato pie, which I baked this morning as well, but I didn't bring. I also bake banana nut bread and chocolate cake plus bread. So I'm not really like I don't really bake a whole. I don't have a big range of what I bake, but what I do bake is scrumptious. Actually, that's like the word. It's scrumptious.
It's
I
quality over
wanted to.
quantity.
Yes, it is. I want to share with Paola today and Jasenia and Allison my cookies, and let's let them try it out and let's see what they think about the cookies.
And then, Cinda, you mentioned that they're gluten-free, soy-free, and of course, dairy-free.
Yes.
So why did you start this? Like, is there a reason why?
Yes, I started because I have food allergies.
Okay.
So I am allergic to wheat, soy, and shellfish as well, but the cookies, the reason why I started baking, which I never knew how to bake before, but I didn't care for the taste of what I had been tasting from other bakeries and store bought. It didn't taste right. There was something that was missing. It wasn't, hitting home for me. And I love sweets like everybody else. Every now and then I get a sweet tooth. So I said to myself, you know what? You just got to bake your own. And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm baking my own. But turns out it's so delicious that everyone is like, well, you need to be doing something with this. You really should put it out there because, I mean, for an allergy free type of a baked good, this is the best on the market. So I said, well, okay, let me try it out. So I did, and I've had like a few people that came to me after they tried it, and they said, oh, you know what, I'd like to use it for my event. So now I think I want to go into this business. I mean, I don't think I want to go into this business, Paola. I am in this business now.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Well, coming to that, I think we're ready to taste the cookies. I think the girls are ready to taste the cookies as well.
Yes.
They have been waiting for this moment the whole morning. So let's go ahead and try them out. There they are. You can already see their smiles. Alrighty. I'm definitely gonna have one. Oh my goodness. Mmm.
So good.
This cookie is delicious. Usually when you eat cookies that are gluten free, there's a little bit of a dryness texture, but this one is very, very what's the word? Moist. Yes. So what do you guys think about it? Tell us. What do you think about the cookie?
Good. It's good. Grandma makes it. It's good.
They're better homemade and in store bought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's different than the regular ones that you have, besides being extremely healthy?
Well, I do like this cookie, but it's so good. I can't even try it.
It has chocolate chips. It has oatmeal. It has, what else does it have?
No, actually, it
No?
has it's craisin, walnut,
Raisin.
and
Ah,
oatmeal.
that's what I'm tasting. Okay.
Right. It's an oatmeal cookie with craisin and walnuts.
So tell us what's different about these cookies than the ones that you get in the store, that you say that it's not the right taste for you.
Well, the other cookies in the store, I mean desserts, period, they're not as flavorful
Mm-hmm.
as this. I mean, when you put this cookie in your mouth, it just practically melts in your mouth.
It does.
I mean, it really. I mean, not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that, but seriously, I wouldn't continue to make it if I didn't like it myself. I would just go back to the store and settle, but no, I can't settle. These are too good.
And it's so hard to get really good quality cookies when you have a lot of food allergies. And I know that more and more people are going gluten-free, either because they have the celiac disease, or they just have read a lot of articles saying that gluten is really bad for you. And a lot of people are vegan, so especially here in New York, in Brooklyn, and I guess like nationwide, it's been a bigger and bigger market. What else do you bake? Tell us about the desserts that this young ladies had this morning.
Oh yes, I baked some sweet potato pie, and actually this was my first in a very long time. I was working with my mother's recipe that she passed along to me, and I had to wing it because she used regular flour, wheat flour, which I don't use. I actually use rice flour,
Nice.
and well, for the sweet potato pie, I use rice flour, right? But for these cookies, I use oat flour.
Okay, so it's different ingredients
Right.
depending on what you're using.
Right. Yes. So, but those are the main two that I use: is the oat flour and the rice flour when I bake. So, but it really came out really delicious. It was like amazing because the recipe that my mom left me, it had ingredients that I cannot eat.
Okay.
So, I had to use what I need, in order to work for me. Because I don't use butter and, the dairy products. I use the substitutes. And you would never even know. That's what's so amazing about it. Like, you would never even know that it was a substitute. It's just smart balance.
Well, I usually don't have, well, I don't have any food allergies. So for me to taste this cookie, it tastes like a regular cookie, like a regular gluten cookie. Or,
Right.
I don't feel the difference. And I guess when you're baking stuff like this, you want that.
Right.
And tell us about the desserts that Grandma makes. I know that she makes other things that you guys love.
Well, it was good, but I like the oatmeal and the walnuts. It's good. It's pretty good.
The oatmeal and walnut cookies?
Mm-hmm.
And what else does she make that you like?
The
Well,
banana.
rice and beans.
But
Oh no, the baked
like
goods,
the
like
baked
the banana nut bread. You like that?
Banana nut bread.
Do you like that?
Yes.
And how about you, Allison?
Mm-hmm.
But a little bit, a lot, or tell me about it.
Oh, a little bit.
Okay, so she likes the banana nut bread a little bit. And what about you, Yesenia? You like
A lot.
it? Okay, Yesenia likes it a lot.
all of the desserts.
And how about the chocolate cake, Allison?
Chocolate cake.
How much do you like the chocolate cake that I bake?
Yummy.
Ooh. Now, see, that's what I like to hear.
And you know, when you bake stuff like this, you want your kids to eat healthy stuff. I mean, of course, you're gonna give them sweets once in a while, but once you give them sweets, you want to give them the best of the best. So this is extremely healthy. You guys can find Cinda's baked goods on CD Baked Goods on Instagram. So tell us, Cinda, why healthy baked goods?
Well, you know, what happens is people need to get an allergy test taken.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that for sure. I think everyone should because they don't realize that these little things that happen on their face and their body, bumps and things like that, marks on their face, it really has a lot to do with because they're allergic to something, but they don't know that. So if people get an allergy test taken, they'll find out everything that they're allergic to. And then they can work with their situation. Their situation is going to improve because then now they know what they're allergic to and they can do something about it. So that's what's happening here with me. Whereas for many years, I didn't know that I was allergic to wheat or soy or shellfish, and I'm even allergic to latex. And there's so many things that I'm allergic to. Now I know that when I go to the doctor, I tell them no latex, please, or when I shop for food, I have to read every single label because primarily in every food there's either wheat or soy in it. So it's the selection is very small for me, but I've been able to manage very well with the selections of foods that I'm able to choose to eat, or to purchase and to cook with. And it makes it easier for me because now I'm more healthier. I don't have to worry about, well, I mean, I do carry an EpiPen with me, but I never use it, but just in case, because when I do go out to eat, I have to speak with the chef all the time, which is, not so very pleasant of an experience for me, because everyone else who I'm with or anyone else that I'm with, they have to wait for me until I, speak with the chef to make sure that I'm eating foods that does not include wheat or soy or shellfish in it, or even the grill that they're cooking my food on, that they're not cooking shrimps and other types of foods that I'm allergic to on that same grill, because that cross contamination can give me a flare up.
Okay.
And that's a big issue. I'm just very, very happy or even fortunate to say that I don't have the celiac disease. So because there's a lot of cross contamination going on in these stores and restaurants, in the and the bakeries as well. They got the flour flying, floating around, and pizza shops as well, where they say that, that they have gluten-free, soy-free pizza, but yet and still, even though they're cooking it in a separate oven, all that flour stuff is flying around in the air, so
it's gonna be cross-contaminated for
I'm
sure.
really, really
Most of the
lucky
time.
that I don't have the celiac disease, because if I did, then I wouldn't really be able to eat. I would have to take these pills. I guess they take pills to help with to fight off the bacteria of the wheat or the soy, right, the allergens.
And then you mentioned that you didn't know that you had some of these allergies until later on in life, correct?
Yes.
So is that why you say that it's better to get checked?
Yes.
How did
it's
you find
better
out?
to get it now. You go to an allergist.
No, but how did you find out that you had all these allergies?
Right. One day my husband said to me, he said that you're scratching your face in your sleep. I'm like, oh, I am? He says, yeah, you need to go and get that checked out. And so I did. The next day, that same day, I made an appointment with with an allergist, and I had a couple of tests taken. They did the skin prick, and then they also took blood.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, and between the both of them, it really tells you a lot about what you're allergic to. And it's amazing, like everything, like it even meats like chicken, shrimps, cockroaches, peanuts, anything. It will tell you what you're allergic to, and you really have to pay attention to that. You know, you have to pay attention because otherwise one day you'll be sitting there eating and you'll wonder what's wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
And like for my allergy towards wheat and soy, which is a very common combination of foods, um, I I remember one particular time, my very first allergy attack that I had, which was more on the severe side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, was I was jogging one day and my body just started overheating and it was coming from like in here in my gut, and then it was like I became feverish, and then I'm like I looked at my body, I'm like and I panicked because I had like it was like I had goosebumps,
Okay.
and then they started growing into like a big lump.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it was very, very scary. I didn't know what it was. All I knew was something is terribly wrong and I need to
Yeah.
hurry up and get to the hospital. So
Okay.
I went to the emergency. I was having problems swallowing. My throat felt like it was, wanted to close up on me. And what they do is they take you in right away and they start treating you immediately. They give you, the medicines to make you, feel better.
Yeah.
And I mean, I spent 7 hours in the emergency being treated.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not a game. You
And
don't
which
want
allergy was that one?
wheat and soy.
That was wheat and soy.
Right. It was a brownie that I ate.
Oh, okay.
But it was wheat and soy, and it was scrumptious. Oh my god, it was like the best brownie ever.
But it wasn't
And-
worth it.
No, it was not.
So tell
Oh my
me,
God.
for your dessert, what do you do so it doesn't get cross contaminated with something else?
Well,
I mean, besides that, you can't even have that stuff in your kitchen,
right, I
right?
don't. Right,
Uh-huh.
that's
That's
the main
basically it.
thing. Right, that is totally the main thing.
Okay.
Now my husband, he eats wheat and soy, but I mean, because he's not allergic to it,
Uh-huh.
but he eats more of what I eat.
Of course.
Right, he's like, don't even bother, just, and so I'm happy about that because because we don't have to buy anything with wheat and then all that stuff flying around in the air, or mistakenly eating his noodles,
With yours.
yeah, instead of mine, you know what I mean? So because it looks the same,
Oh yes, most definitely.
right?
It looks like the same thing.
So yeah, so it's a lot easier for me as opposed to maybe others.
And then, I mean, I love these cookies and I don't have any allergies. So tell us, like, why should some people avoid dairy, for example? Because I know, like, a lot of people avoid dairy because of their skin issues. They're
Well,
not
some people are-
specifically allergic, but
Right.
it's healthier
Right.
in some ways.
Well, some people are intolerant,
Intolerant as well.
Right, that's, they have the intolerance for milk, or cheese. But for me, I don't even use that stuff anyway. I
Mhm.
use almond milk.
Coconut
and-
milk
No, I know I actually use almond
only.
milk.
Okay,
Right.
nice.
Yeah, and then the butter is not even it's not like butter. It's a butter substitute that I use.
Okay,
Right.
is that hard to get?
And no, you find it in the supermarkets.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess like more and more everyone's doing substitutes for all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And then they even have the egg replacer.
Ah, that's true.
But it's so interesting because when you use these products, if you know how to bake it right, it'll come out just like a cookie that has wheat, soy, eggs, you know,
Basically the same thing.
butter, the whole thing, milk. It's gonna taste. It tastes like that, but actually, this tastes better and it's healthier.
That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
healthier. Sometimes you love the sweets, but you can't have them because you're like on a diet or something. But if you eat this kind of stuff, you won't feel as bad. And that's how I felt right now.
Yeah.
So you just feel guilt-free, per se.
Right, exactly.
Well, guys, there you have it. We have Cinda and the lovely girls over here that helped us try out the wonderful cookies today. Well, there you guys have it. This is Trading Photos, and you are watching CY Entertainment Tonight. I am your host, Paola Palacios. Thank you for watching.